Hey guys, Jonah here, back, guess what, with a beer review. And we are back with the Vikings. And we're over in Norway again with Amundsen Brewery in Oslo. Oslo! And we're looking at this bad boy. Hopefully we can get a good focus because this can is proper. Look at that. It's called Ink and Dagger, and that is a tattoo straight off someone's arm. Look at that poor bad boy. Snake, dagger, even the colours. I would say it's not proper traditional, American traditional. This is kind of modern traditional. And it says modern day IPA. What a link. It's almost as I thought of it. I didn't, by the way. Guess what? It is an IPA, and come on, guys, there's some important information on this bad boy. So we'll try and get this in focus. So, Starkol, obviously beer. It's got some gluten in that bad boy. What have we got? Water, malted barley, hops, and yeast, and that is absolutely it. 6.5% in a 330 can. That's the only bit that I didn't quite like. And this is one of the special ones in the Scandinavian thingy, Ink and Dagger. There we go, 6.5. If you look down here, got mosaic hops, Citra, Simcoe. It says it pours, bright pine, citrus, tropical fruits, all the normal stuff that I like. As my neighbour has just started up his ridiculous car, and I think he's got a hole in his exhaust because it's making a blooming racket. I don't know if you can hear about that or not. Come on, Ink and Dagger. And I am going to be as happy as this chap here who's fallen in. He's got a bit of a fish chasing him, but he's come off the dragon boat. And we shall see what we get. I'm hoping he's not just going to sit there and rev his engine, because that would destroy this otherwise perfect beer review that I do. You know I do. The phone will ring, someone will knock on the door. You know how we roll. Okay, I'm going to go for it anyway, because what I've discovered over the last year or so is stuff happens in life. You can't mess about, because life is going to grind you down. I've got one of these kind of fashion-y type things. Always even beeping now. Well, sod you, mate. I am going to drink a beer, and hopefully he will leave the manor. I don't know if you guys have these youths with the exhaust with the holes in. When I used to ride a bike, I had a proper loud exhaust, and that one, it's not even a loud exhaust. A little bit of haze on this bad boy, probably because I've had this one in the fridge. We have around about a finger of fluffy white head, which is exactly what you want with your IPA. If you're wondering why I'm talking kind of loudly, I've already had a couple of beers. Been out to the local. Ooh. Yeah, we're getting pine. We're getting a lot of citrus as well. Citrus fruit, pineapple especially. Hopefully, it says modern day IPA. Does that mean it's a hazy IPA? It's not that hazy. It's not juicy. Citra, everyone uses Citra, as I've said a few times. It is, if you haven't noticed, Citra is the world's most used hop. And that's saying something. But America is a pretty big country. It's not massive, but it's pretty big. And yeah, Germany and the UK don't compare with hops. Australia's pretty big too. Come on, Australia, get those hops out. Okay, let's dive in. Oh, yeah. Wow. We're getting some proper old school bitterness, but flavour and mouthfeel is tropical. It's not as juicy as other beers, you know, in this kind of new IPA, or, you know, hazy IPA has ridiculously taken over from old school IPA. But this has got a nice level of bitterness. Doesn't say what the IBUs are, but I'd say it's reasonably high. Oh, yeah, I'd say the Citra is definitely being used for the bitterness. Wow, yeah, we're getting a lot of kind of orange and pineapple kind of fruit. What were the oh, I've shut my book now. What were the things again? It was Citra. I think it was Simcoe and Mosaic, maybe something like that. Let me consult the Oracle. How very unprofessional. Yeah, I got it right. Simcoe and Mosaic. Fantastic. So, interestingly, there's more pineapple on the nose, and I would say there's more kind of juicy orange and grapefruit kind of thing, which is kind of the Simcoe thing on the mouth, but it's not juicy. I mean, it does taste a little bit like pineapple juice stroke grapefruit juice stroke orange. There's a bit of orange, but it's blood orange. It's not like normal orange, but it's not really washing my mouth out, which is what usually happens with an obsession of Simcoe. People are using Simcoe far too much, in my opinion. I think my favourite hop is still Centennial. Fantastic hop. Citra is good, but I prefer Centennial. It's slipped down the rankings though in the World League of Hops. It's about 5 or 6 nowadays. Whoa. This is surprisingly like one of those old school IPAs, but with a little bit more tropicalness. That makes sense. This is not really, I wouldn't say this is a proper hazy either, but it's using those kind of modern hops. I think a lot of people will like this, and Amundsen done really well because this is a really nice balance between kind of old school IPA and new school IPA. Coming from Norway, my God. Norway itself, because my friend used to work in Norway, and I've got another friend who you might well know, Tony Yates, who lives there. Norway imports a lot of stuff because of the environment. So the beers, a lot of them are imported. So a brewery such as Amundsen making their beers there is really good news for the whole industry around there. For the Vikings, it's not all about drinking mead out of horns. Yeah, I think Norway's in safe hands when it's got breweries like Amundsen. It's not Amazon, it's Amundsen. Um, Anyway, I have got another one of these beers that I managed to pick up from the UK in Marks and Spencer. They had about 3 or 4 different beers from this particular brewery. And tomorrow we're definitely going to find out what that other one is. It was reasonably expensive, which I'm not that happy about. But hey, if they're importing all of their ingredients to make beers, having a beer that's slightly more expensive from Norway kind of makes sense. If that does make sense, it makes sense. Mm, fantastic. This is a nice beer. It's not absolutely amazing. However, going with that can, Going with the kind of old school vibes, 6.5% IBU. I think this one is definitely worth a try. You can't get this particular one in Marks and Spencer's in the UK, but if you want to try a beer from the brewery, get over there and try them. They are, I think there's about 4 or 5 different ones you can try. Definitely a brewery to look out for. And I've had a few of them in the past. They always do some crazy artwork on the cans. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Anyway, this has been Uncle Jonah ranting about Scandinavian beer. So you don't have to. Well, you could do if you have a few. Cheers and beers, guys. And we'll see you real soon for another beer review. And don't forget, come on! Oh, it would help if I push the end button, right?